Well, a couple days ago, I did Walk 100. I'd say about 150 people joined me in Central Park as I walked around for about an hour and a half. And now we're going on to Walk 102, and I'm going to be joined by J.J. Watt today as he gets ready for the NFL Today on CBS. We're going to be walking him to CBS, and hopefully this is the start of something big. We're going to be doing, while I'm doing these walks, I'm going to be joined by different celebrities here and there. I might be a little groggy because I'm a night owl, and I'm literally up before the crack of dawn. I'm more likely to be going to bed at this time than waking up at this time. Weight number 3. I've been making some good progress, I think. I don't think I've been below 350 in 20 years at least, so but let's see what it is. 343.2.
Fucking pumped.
That is a very good number, very good number.
Congratulations, brother. 343!
Break the tape! 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 Break the tape!
Well, it's cool to see. It's cool to watch you continue your journey, and you're inspiring a whole lot of people out there. So keep it up.
Well, thanks.
Friend.
The reason I came for a walk with Frank is because A, I have to find out what it is I did to this man, but more importantly, I just want him to know I have his back. I think it's awesome what he's doing. I meant what I said on Twitter. I mean, the guy's out here inspiring the guy to just get out and get better.
Last month I was at 327.8. Well, let's see what I am as October comes to an end. And 318.5.
What's a more American story than Frank Fleming becoming a true icon?
We've now come full circle. A year ago, Frank Walk started with a walk with J.J. Watt. Now, as the 2024 season comes to an end, I'm walking with J.J. Watt again. And you know, all my walks are hydrated by BODYARMOR Sport Water. You can get it at your local 7-Eleven or Walmart. And they keep me going. They keep me going, especially when I had to wake up before the crack of dawn on a Sunday morning when it's 25 degrees out here in Hudson Yards. But for J.J. Watt, it's worth it. A lot of people don't know this. This whole project was developed by Dolphins owner Stephen Ross. I mean, when you look at the logo that the Dolphins use and this ugly, whatever the hell this thing is, he actually might be blind. That's why I call him Mr. Magoo, because he hasn't seen a Dolphin game in 15 years. All right. Well, we've come a full year. Another
Has it been a
season's
year
coming.
already, Frank?
Yes, it has.
Wow. How's it been?
It's been all right. Would like a BODYARMOR?
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'll take a sip.
I tell you, it's been crazy because yeah, you kicked this whole thing off.
No, you did.
Well, but yeah, you become the first guest. Like really, like got it started. I went down to Miami Dolphins training camp. Walked with a couple of players down there. I was able to walk with Dwight Gooden, which was great for me. Mike and the Mad Dog. I mean, and of course, Saquon Barkley, who I wish they would let him go for the record.
You do?
Yeah.
You'd let him go?
Yeah, he's only 100 away, and it's the Giants. I mean, come on.
And if something unfortunate happened?
I don't think you see too many people worry about unfortunate. I don't think that would happen.
Wait. Too many people worry about the unfortunate. So they're being negative, you would say? Oh.
Yes. I'm trying to be positive.
I like that.
I'm trying.
I like that.
The Mets actually had like a special season last year, so that helps.
Yes.
Although the Devils are trying my patience with this losing to the Sharks.
Last night, how'd that go?
Not good. Not good. They're an absolute total free fall.
It's unfortunate.
I mean, losing to the Sharks twice, and then having a player run into the referee, and the puck go right behind the goalie's net. In fact, the referee checked him down, and they were chanting the referee's name in San Jose.
What about the Dolphins today, Frank?
Well, it's cold, so that's not a good sign.
No.
But they're playing the Jets.
Yes.
I mean, the Jets just find ways to jet. I mean,
Yeah, but possibly Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Jet. You're gonna go out and with a bang.
there's no such thing as a bang with the Jets. There's only pops.
So how's the year been? I mean, you look incredible. It's
Yeah.
pretty unbelievable. It's awesome.
I got under 320, but then I had the holidays put me back up to 326.
Holidays are the toughest, man. They do everybody in. They do me in. They do everybody in.
But yeah, one big problem is I'm addicted to these things called handicap hot fries.
I was trying to figure this out because I saw you talk about it the other day, but I didn't find the context of it. What is it?
It's a little snack. It's
Is it
kind of
like
like
a Funyun?
it's kind of like a dry thing, like a Funyun, but they got a little spice to them, like a little kick.
Okay.
But they're just like so good.
You can't put them down?
Can't put them down.
Where are you at with soda?
A little bit better than I was. I still drink soda a lot, but
What's the biggest diet move you've made over the last year that's been a change?
reducing the amount of potatoes I would probably eat.
Okay,
Eating a little bit healthier,
good.
a little more healthier foods. Completely cut out like instead of I have to use something to help me get my pills down.
Yeah, I hear you.
So I went from using ring dings to using banana bread.
That's an improvement.
I've pretty much stopped using eating candy. I pretty much stopped.
Nice.
The only chips I eat pretty much are those stupid handicap hot fries.
I gotta try some now. I'm gonna find some and get some.
You can usually find them in a 7-Eleven next to the
All right.
Body Armor.
All right.
But
I saw you running the other day.
yeah, I'm trying to get that up a little bit. I mean, I could move a lot better than I used to.
Yeah. What's your average steps per day?
Well, last year at this time, my goal was 10,000.
Yeah.
Now that's my minimum. Now I'm actually going more like 15, 16, and 20,000 days are not uncommon.
That's incredible.
I've hit 20,000 3 times this week.
That's incredible. That really is. To me, that's the coolest testament of your entire year, is that you started out and now your goal is your minimum.
Yeah.
That's literally the definition of just start somewhere and then it gets so much easier.
Well, what is this now? 467. I'm gonna actually hit 500 the day before the Super Bowl.
No way.
Yep. That'll be my
what's
500th
the streak
walk.
that's walking every single day no matter what?
Yes.
Wow.
And I had a couple days which were tough. Let's say I had a day where I had a temperature over 100 degrees.
Yeah.
And then I had this awful sinus infection. I tried to march in the St. Patrick's Day parade in Nutley. It was rainy, and they saw my eyes and said that I don't look good enough to walk.
It kicked you out of the parade?
Well, I was sick as a dog.
Yeah.
I had a
Yeah.
terrible sinus infection.
Yeah, that's understandable. Who was the best walk of the year?
Boomer was a fun one.
Yeah, Boom's good.
Boomer was a fun one.
Boom's good.
Dwight Gooden, just being the emotion of walking with Dwight Gooden. One episode that has yet to air, we're gonna probably it just kind of got set to the side, is I walked around the Dolphins training facility barefoot with Jordan Poyer. That's one that
Inside, outside?
outside, and we
Right.
had to go inside because there was lightning in the area.
Okay. So your bare feet have been around the Dolphins facility.
Yes.
Nice. That could be a good luck charm.
No, it wasn't.
Or a bad luck charm.
No, it wasn't. You saw how the season went. I'm actually shocked that they actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Though
you
it's
gotta
not
give
much
them
of a
some credit.
chance.
Resilience.
Not
They've shown some resilience.
not much of a chance. Well, I just think that they made so many blunders before the season, like letting Andrew Van Ginkel walk.
Yeah. That's a tough
He's
one.
so underappreciated.
Legitimate defensive player of the year candidate.
Although I think TJ's going to win it this year.
I appreciate that.
I think
Ginkel's such a good player. I was crazy. I was surprised you guys let him walk too.
See, the signing I can't figure out was the signing of Odell Beckham Jr. The Dolphins have a pretty much a good receiving core,
Yeah.
and you bring that guy in, who's beyond his prime, and it's kind of a flake at times, and it just didn't work. He didn't fit the system. I think he got 5 catches.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
It just didn't work. They didn't need that player.
Yeah.
They don't have, but they.
That wasn't like a make or break move.
No, but not getting a good backup quarterback. I mean, Tyler Huntley's did okay last week, but when he played earlier in the season, he didn't know the playbook. Skylar Thompson, that guy.
Are you in, out, McDaniel? What's your McDaniel take?
To me, he tries to be too smarter than he is. He tries to show how good he is, and he gets a little cute sometimes.
Okay.
And that gets annoying sometimes. And what also bothers me is the general manager. He's got to go.
Yeah?
He's been there too long, hasn't drafted well, and there's just one video that just, every time I see it, it angers me. He's talking at a press conference, and he says, "Oh, you're worried about the offensive line," and chuckles.
That just grinds your gears, huh?
Yes, that the Dolphins' offensive line has always been a patchwork, has struggled, and you have a quarterback that's concussion prone. The fact they didn't get a good backup when good backups were available. They could have snatched Sam Darnold. They could have snatched Flacco. Instead, they went this season with Skylar Thompson as the backup,
But they still might make the playoffs.
which is a miracle. I mean, I think it's so unlikely because the Chiefs are playing nobody today.
The Chiefs are?
Yeah.
They're playing nobody. I got you.
Yeah, they're like
sitting.
everyone's sitting.
Yeah.
So we got to have
Yeah.
Carson Wentz to beat the Broncos.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot crazier things in the NFL.
No,
It's
so have I.
It's possible. If they make or miss the playoffs, does that change your opinion? Like, are you McDaniels in no matter what?
New GM makes the decision.
Okay.
I'll trust the new general manager to make the decision, but McDaniels will be on the hot seat next year. But it's new general manager. I want someone in here that could actually draft. I think that the serious question is whether Tyreek Hill is going to be around anymore.
Yeah.
Jalen Waddle, that guy's kind of overrated. I mean, too many drops.
They play here today, right?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna. I'm probably gonna go to the game.
Are you? I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, the game's in like what, 6 hours? Like,
Yeah.
are you going or are you not going?
Well, I gotta have the guy has to send me a ticket. Stu hasn't sent me the ticket yet.
Where is Stu?
I couldn't make it today.
Oh, yeah. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
But they have the talent. They have a lot of speed. I like Devon Achane, but I think that their offensive line is just such a weak spot that they just they get all these fast players, but if you can't protect them, what good is it?
Yeah.
And I just don't think they appreciate what it takes to play winning football, and winning football is in the trenches.
I agree. Not only on the field, but I don't think people appreciate enough how much of a culture setter your offensive line is in the locker room. Like, when you have a good offensive line who has chemistry, they can gel your entire team together. Like, they literally set the tone for the whole team in the weight room, in the cafeteria, like hanging out outside the building, having beers. Like a true good offensive line can change a whole organization. And I'm a defensive lineman saying that. So
I mean, that's been the Dolphins' biggest issue the last 15 years, going back to the Richie Incognito incident, and the offensive line has just been problematic in Miami too long.
I was on the field when Antonio Smith took Richie Incognito's helmet off and swung it at him. That was a fucking crazy day, Frank. That was a fucking crazy day.
Richie Incognito is kind of annoying.
He had that nastiness to him, though. That's one thing he had.
But it's just Armstead is good, but he's always hurt. I mean, it's just
All right, switch to your positive. Mets. Whoa! Almost had a real
Jesus
film footage there. Has your Metro gotten any better?
The train in New Jersey is worse.
Oh no.
Oh, I mean, they increased fares by 15%, and they're going to increase it by 5% over the next 5 years.
But that means, I mean, with the increases, that means that the service
Nope.
and the trains have to be so much better now.
Nope.
On time, clean.
Their on-time ratio during the summer was 9%.
Oh, that's pretty good. Almost double digits. Almost double digits.
Yeah, I went to a public hearing and basically just tore them a new one. That they built a $500 million building for their executives, and they have $40,000 a month parking for their executives. And I said, well, you guys won't even take the transit yourself. You have to have this parking lot. That's where your money's going. Meanwhile, the trains are filthy. The windows you can't even see out. and it's a disgrace. Now, the head of New Jersey Trade actually had to resign because basically they had to throw somebody under the bus eventually.
Do you think you had a small part in that?
Maybe. Now, this is the last week of the season. So you're going to have teams moving on to playoffs. Who's Monday the axe going to fall on?
Coaches?
Yes.
I mean, I think obviously Jacksonville's probably going to have a change down there.
Well, that team looked like it quit on Peterson.
Yeah, that team is crazy because obviously I was in that division my whole career. So you see them get the number one pick multiple times. You see them struggle, and then they try and figure it out and bounce back with Trevor Lawrence, and they had some, but it just seems like they can't get it going at all now.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence had such a bad year, but I don't think they could give up on him.
No.
That they got to bring in somebody who could.
But that was the
him back
belief
on
with
track.
Peterson, is they thought that would be the change down there.
Yeah, well, I'm actually surprised he lasted the whole season, because when they had that stretch early in the year where they looked like they were giving up in the middle of games.
Yeah, they've had a rough go. It was a fun place to play for me when I was playing because it always meant you got to go generally enjoy yourself.
I think the Giants are going to make a change, although the rumor
You
is the
think?
GM is
Yeah.
going to keep his job and Dable's not, which is kind of the reverse, because Dable's going to get fired by the Giants, he'll get a job right away.
I mean,
And meanwhile, Joe Schoen, who just on Hard Knocks came off
Yes.
looking like a moron.
that's like when I see the reports that you see where they say the GM might stay but the coach might go,
Yeah.
I think about that exact clip. And I'm like, the owner literally sat in the room and said, if this happens, I'm going to have a hard time sleeping. And then even worse than that happened. He went to the Eagles.
And
He almost set the record, 2,000-yard season, and they're sitting there going into the playoffs strong. Like, I don't know how you survive that. That's a very tough
I
one.
mean, Schoen's the one who should go. Dable is getting thrown under the bus. If Dable goes and Schoen stays, the Giants are making a big mistake.
New York, like I've loved New York City. I think New York City an incredible place. Every time I've played here, I loved when I played here. It would be so, like, I think it's great when a New York City team is great. Man, it's just been a long time.
Oh, the Jets and Giants, the 70s were a dark
Which does
time.
it first? Which team is better first, the Jets or the Giants?
The Giants just need to change at the top. The Jets are just a cultural issue. And someone's got to talk to Woody Johnson. And I mean, the fact that Brick Johnson is the de facto general manager right now.
I thought you would love that.
I mean, he did. Oh, should we trade for this? Should we trade for this guy? No, his Madden rating's not too high, Dad. I mean, the Jets are an embarrassment. And just when you think they hit rock bottom, they bring out this giant excavator, and they just dig even deeper. I mean, it's they just the Jets are the Jets, and they find a way to jet every time. I mean, it's just the fact that Aaron Rodgers, in the end, is going to be a total epic disaster. Is just everything the Jets are. It's like a sitcom. You could like the Lakers had their show Winning Time. You could do that for the Jets, and it would be a sitcom. And it will start off with the first episode. Everyone's excited about Aaron Rodgers. He runs on the field with the American flag, and then 5 seconds later, the Achilles pops.
That was a tough one, man, because nobody could have predicted it going the way that it has. Bless you.
Thanks.
Even if you didn't think it was going to work out well, I don't think anybody predicted that these 2 years with Aaron Rodgers on the Jets could have gone like this. So I can't crush them too much for that decision because they were kind of trying to go all in.
Yeah, you can't crush them, but it's just
yeah, I know.
It's the Jets. And it's a cultural thing. It's that uniform. It's that logo. It's everything. It's just they just have been a disaster year after year. Now, what team do you think going into the playoffs this year? I mean, obviously you have the favorites, the Lions, the Vikings, the Eagles in the NFC, the Bills, Chiefs, and Ravens in the AFC. What team do you think could be a dark horse to make a run at the Super Bowl?
I mean, running at the Super Bowl, those teams that you just mentioned are obviously very strong. I think the Packers, I mean, the NFC North is insane. Like, you look at, it's literally historically possibly the best division ever in football. So I think the Packers are a team that nobody wants to see, like, if you're caught there.
Well, look at every team that the Packers lost to this year. They've lost twice to the Vikings, twice to the Lions, and once to the Eagles.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about a team that has a cultural problem, the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks because they also got. I don't disagree that they've been some of their coaching decisions this season were absolutely
the Eberflus thing on Thanksgiving. Was he looking at the turkey that you guys were wheeling out? Were you looking at it? Was he looking at the turkey?
And then they're also stuck in the best division in football.
Yeah.
So they got to play those teams 2 times a year, which is brutal. But it's tough. I think it's a situation where that head coach and that building matters so much because they're at a very similar inflection point. Like, young quarterback, tons of talent, but need to find a way. And if you're looking at all the openings, like, I don't know. That's another team that I think when the Bears are good, it's cool and it's good for football. Unfortunately, it's just been so long since the Bears have been good. I know that hurts Big Cat, I'm sure.
Mikey too.
Mikey, Bears guy?
Yeah, the guy who's gonna be editing this video, Mikey Betts.
Okay.
Mikey Betts is.
Sorry, Mikey. I mean, that's just kind of the nature of it, you know. Like, if you're a Bears fan, you just kind of know that's what it's been.
You know, discounting the Dolphins is what I'd like to see happen this year, especially in the NFC. I want the Lions in the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell,
Yeah.
who's just a fun coach, the type of coach that any team would want. And they've had a lot of injuries, but they've played through it. It just, I find myself rooting for the Lions a lot this year.
Oh, I don't disagree. I think that they're a team that the rest of America could definitely rally around and get behind as like, that would be cool if they won a Super Bowl.
A fan base that's been tortured.
Yeah.
I mean, before last year, they only won one playoff game between 1957 and 2024. And
Jim Nance said it on our show when we were in Buffalo, and he said the Bills Lions would be America's Super Bowl. He was like, that would be the Super Bowl that everybody could kind of get on board with both sides.
Because, the Chiefs have a lot of good players. I'm just tired of seeing them.
They just know what they're doing, man. It's
They
crazy. They just have such a well-oiled machine.
I'm just tired of the Chiefs. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I don't want to see him in the Super Bowl again this year.
You don't want to see the first ever three-peat?
No.
But do you think they will? That's the question.
No, I don't.
No? So who's taking them out?
I think the Bills could take him out. Now, the one team that's interesting is the Ravens to me.
The Ravens?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they win every 12 years. So they'd be due to win again this year.
The Ravens are a team to me that when you look at them, and especially the way they started the year and now how they're finishing the year, they're scary. Like Lamar obviously is Lamar playing at an insane.
Now, and Lamar Jackson actually needs a good playoff run because he's
he
great.
in the AFC Championship last year. Like, I don't think people understand how hard football is. Which I agree with you. Like, if you're gonna have possibly 3 MVPs and no Super Bowls, that's tough. But
I think Josh Allen should be the MVP this year.
You think?
Yeah. Yeah. In Baltimore, you got Derrick Henry. The Bills completely rebuilt their offense. They lost a lot of talent on the receiving core, and they actually were better. So I think Josh Allen should be the MVP.
I don't disagree that before the season, I thought the Bills were going to struggle more than they did this year.
Yeah.
It's very impressive what they've done and what they've built this year. But I mean, Lamar passing, running, like he's on another level right now, man.
Yeah, but I just think Josh Allen. And to tell you the truth,
I think last year he had a better argument than he does this year, in my personal opinion. And I do think that there's some of that ball no lie situation going on where they want to give it. Voters for these types of awards are interesting. There's no doubt. It's not as straight up as.
And if they actually looked at running backs every now and then, Saquon Barkley should get some considerations too.
Yeah, I mean that's where the debate comes in for MVP. Anybody but a quarterback, it's impossible to give him to because quarterback is always going to be the most valuable.
Now, what do you see happening in the playoffs? What teams would you? Now we talked about America's Super Bowl. What do you think will be the Super Bowl this year?
I like the Vikings a lot. Like I think tonight's going to be massive. So obviously, by the time this comes out, I could look brilliant or I could look like an idiot.
I tell you what, if the Vikings go to the Super Bowl, and Van Ginkel, I mean, that's the fact that Andrew Van Ginkel left the Dolphins. It just shows you how just like and the Dolphins this year have had problems on third down. They've given up a lot of conversions on third down, and it's like their defense doesn't have the same spirit it had last year, and I think that's because losing Wilkins and Van Ginkel.
I don't disagree. I think Van Ginkel and Jonathan Gennard, the Vikings edge rushers, are the two. I think they're still underrated. I think they're two.
Yeah, nobody talks about Andrew Van Ginkel that much.
Both of those guys are double-digit sack guys. Van Ginkel has 70-plus tackles, 2 pick sixes. I think he has like 11 and a half sacks. The guy's crazy.
He was that good with the Dolphins.
So I'm hoping and I think that with a little playoff run here, him, Jonathan Gennard, obviously everybody knows Brian Flores in that defense.
Yeah, Brian
some
Flores.
shine.
You know what? He should get another crack at being a head coach.
Would you take him back?
Well, he can't do it as long as Tua is there.
Yes, I would agree that relationship seems pretty far beyond repair. A dance party this morning, guys. Love it. New York City, 6 a.m. You never know what you're gonna get. What time do you normally walk every day?
Depends. It's on the day. Typically midday. Midday is typically when I walk.
Have you ever gotten to the end of a day and been like, oh shit, I didn't get my walk in today?
No.
No? Love it. What's the earliest walk you've taken?
Other than maybe a midnight walk on the.
I was gonna say, don't tell me it's me both times, because I'm gonna feel pretty bad if I'm the one getting you out of bed every time.
Other than midnight walk on New Year's Day, yeah.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I mean, I did a fairly early walk in West Point with a couple of football players around 9 a.m.
Nice. Is it hard for you to wake up early?
Yes, I'm a night owl. I am a complete night owl.
So what's
I
normal
hate-
bedtime?
1, 2 a.m.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
Watching all the games.
Yeah, East Coast is wild with how
So-
late stuff goes. I obviously was living in Arizona. Those games, every game's over by 9 p.m. It's sweet, so I just go to bed.
Yeah, I just spent a couple weeks in Idaho. So
What were you doing out there?
my parents live out in Idaho.
Where?
Rexburg, near Rexburg.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
Eastern Idaho. It's close to Yellowstone.
Oh, nice. I've spent some time in Idaho in my day. Beautiful place.
Not so much in the winter though. Very cold up there.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, we got winter going here now. Winter's tough.
It's
Winter's
pretty
tough.
fucking cold today. I mean, I'm from Wisconsin, so I'm all right, but it's pretty fucking cold.
You know what makes the winter even worse is when it gets really windy.
Yeah.
I
Also
hate-
shoots down these streets like a.
I mean, I was walking yesterday. It felt like I was walking in a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
Those are the tough days. Then you get the rain and the snow. Those get kind of tough too. But
What gets you through a tough day? Like, because
Just-
as somebody who didn't walk or didn't exercise much at all prior to this year, keeping that streak up, that's hands down one of the most impressive parts about what you've done. Because a lot of people will start something and then decide, 2-3 weeks in, like, today's a tough day, or it's cold, or it's windy, or it's snowy. No, I'm not going to do it. And that's how their goals end.
Yeah.
You haven't. What has gotten you through it?
I know that I got to keep it going. I know there's a lot at stake with it keeping it going. I know there are a lot of people watching, so I keep it going.
Have you met or talked to a lot of people that you've inspired throughout the last year?
Yes, I have. There's a guy named Don who's struggling with cancer. We got Aaron who's had heart issues. These guys have really who's the guy? Dan in Milwaukee? Dan in Milwaukee, who's had his health issues. And all of them are walking with me and trying their own streaks now because of me.
That's incredible. Have you thought about the weight of that and what that means?
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible that I've actually inspired people. I mean, I was looking at some old pictures of myself. Someone put a video up after I gained some pounds on my last weigh-in. It showed me when I weighed myself during the pandemic, I was at 469.
Wow.
And I was over 500 pounds. I don't know how far over 500 pounds I was. The scale I had only went up to 500 pounds.
Wow.
So I was probably like 530, 535. I wore size 6 shirts. I'm now wearing size 3. And size 3X, that is. I was size 6X shirts. My waist size was 69. Now
this is logistics.
now I'm wearing 58 and it's a little loose.
Where do you get a 6X shirt, Frank? I've never even had to consider
Oh,
that.
the king size catalog had them.
Wow.
It was hard to find though, let me tell you.
I bet.
It was hard to find them.
That's incredible, man. It's like I said, like I told you in the beginning, it's been inspiring to watch it. It's been motivational to watch it, and to see the people that you've personally affected and the people that you've personally inspired. And it just shows that with commitment, with dedication, with perseverance through the tough days and overcoming, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, people
Well,
get to
I
a
put it
point
this
where
way.
they think it's not possible. But
It-
you're showing people that it's possible.
If I could do it, anyone could do it. Because I was as bad as it can be. I mean, I was like, I'd walk 100 feet, I started getting winded. Where everything hurt. Now I'm walking 5 plus 6, 7 miles a day. And some days I could even go even further. It's timing now that stops me. Nothing else. And that's the big key. And thanks for joining again.
Oh.
I mean, you helped us get this launched, and it's great that you're here for the 1 year anniversary. And you know, I'm gonna keep going, and next year we're gonna do the same thing.
Next year we'll do the same thing. It'll be a lot smaller again, which is crazy. And I think the best thing that you've done is show people that all it takes is to start. Like all you've done is walk. It's not like you've done anything monumental. You're not climbing mountains. You're not running marathons, but you've made a massive difference in your life by just walking. So all the props and credit goes to you, Frank. I'm just fortunate to be here along for the ride.
Well, thanks for joining us. Hopefully we have a good playoff.
I'm excited to see your
season
day
to see.
today. You still have no idea if you're going to be at the game or not.
I just got to see if there's
This
a
is
ticket.
insane.
I got
What time is the game? Is it a 1 o'clock game?
4.
Oh, all right. So you have a little time to decide. This is-
Yes, it's calling Rolling and Stu.
So you're possibly going with Stu, or
Yeah, he might
or
be
he's
there,
just
or his
getting
son
his
might be there.
ticket?
Anything's possible.
How hard is it to hang out with Stu when I see Stu eating like 16 cinnamon rolls every single day? I don't even understand what Stu's doing because he posts so much content I can't follow it all. So every now and then I'll just see a little snippet and he'll have like 18 pizzas on his counter. And I'm like, what the fuck is Stu doing with 18 pizzas on his counter? But then the next post I'll see him on a scale like, thank you for joining my weight loss journey. And I'm like, wait a second, I just saw fucking 18 pizzas.
We
What kind of
did
weight loss journey?
we did the 1 year anniversary walk last September, and he went to this restaurant afterwards, and he had like 2 appetizers, 2 meals, 3 desserts, and then he went just hung out with Jenks' house for a little bit and had like a leftover spaghetti.
Guy's crazy. So here's the question, Frank. At some point, maybe it's after next year's, you have to start joining Jenks' workouts. And when are we going to get the first Frank and Jenks workout session?
I don't know if I could ever get that level, but I'm just happy where I'm at.
I see his and I'm like, damn, I don't even want to do those. Guy's impressive. One day I'll do it with you. I can't keep up endurance-wise. I can push a lot of weight. It's the repetition and endurance with which you do your workouts. So very impressive.
Thanks.
I could put a couple pounds on the bar.
Well, we're talking about doing a full workout with Jenks. You know what I've been trying to do? Running a little bit. Watch this.
I'm coming. Yes, Frank. The form is strong. Yes. 1 year ago, we were walking, and a year later, we're running through the streets of New York City. Hell yeah, Frank. That's fucking awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Only thing is, going downhill's easier, but going downhill could also give you a face plant. And I was a little worried I was going to do that.
The deceleration skills aren't aren't quite developed yet, but
Right.
yes, you did it. You did it. That's awesome. What's the goal? We did it last year. What's the goal for this year? 1 year from now, when we're walking, what are we going to be talking about?
Hopefully under 300, and just to keep going.
Love it.
Well, thanks again,
Thank you, brother.
and get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I
I hope you have a great day. I hope
yes,
I hope you have a great year,
thanks.
and I'll see a lot less of you
Yeah,
in 2026.
hopefully
Next time we see.
I'll get some more big guests on
Yeah.
Frank
Who's
Walks.
your dream guest this year?
I still want to get Stevie Cohn from the Mets.
Okay.
Dan Marino eventually.
Okay.
That would be a good one. Martin Brodeur.
Oh. I'm a big hockey guy. I grew up playing hockey. So Martin Brodeur.
He's the GOAT.
Woo. That's a good one. I had Eddie Belfour growing up. I was a big Eddie Belfour guy, so there's some good ones. Chris Osgood. Mike Vernon.
Mike Vernon,
Yeah.
the Red Wings.
Yeah. I grew up in Wisconsin. We didn't have a professional team, and I also didn't know what a fair weather fan was, so I kind of went back and forth with Chris Chelios between the Blackhawks and the Red Wings, which now I know that's kind of like going between
that's
the
kind
Mets
of
and the Yankees.
Yeah.
But so I know all those.
Well,
old
what's
school
funny
things.
is the Blackhawks were kind of bad when the Red Wings had their dynasty.
Yeah.
And then when the Blackhawks had their dynasty, the Red Wings were kind of in fading.
Yeah.
So it worked out. And then Chelios played for both teams.
Badger. All right, Frank.
Thanks
Great to see
again.
you, brother.
Thanks.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy-
Happy New Year. Thank you, guys.